We've got another interesting game coming up. I don't believe I've seen these players before either, other than Aero, who we have met in the quarterfinals. But Crazy Freak and Slasheron 15 are playing for Sadface against Aero this time.
Absolutely. So we are going to, well, I'm going to correct us. In the previous series, we spectated Aerosocials in the person who was tagged up as Aerosocials. We were simply calling Aero. His name on Smash is actually Alpha. So, I mean, force of habit is probably going to mean that I just keep calling him Aero, which is probably going to be a feels bad man for me. But I will try my best to start saying Alpha from now on. It is Alpha and Nihad.
Okay. We are currently up to just over $24 on Matcherino. On Twitch, if you type in !Matcherino, you can follow the details to add, I believe it is 25 cents.
50 cents.
Oh, fantastic. Twice as much.
And I believe, I don't know if it's changed, at least it always used to be US cents. I don't know if it's AUD or not.
I believe it is in US. So the prize pool is going to be larger than it looks.
Yes.
Okay.
So something nice for the players. Take a little bit of money home at the end of the day. So again, chat !Matcherino in the Twitch chat itself. It'll give you the link to the Matcherino page as well as the code, which I believe is 2v2 Vapour 1. I think Nightbot's putting it out. Bence has already done the command earlier on in chat as well. So all you need to do is sign in via your Twitch account. You can use various things, Twitter, Battle.net, all that sort of stuff, but it's quite easy enough to just sign in through your Twitch account into Matcherino, and there'll be the coupon code box. Just enter 2v2 Vapour 1 into that box, and it will let you donate a free US 50 cents to the prize pool. Obviously, all the players should be doing that, because if they win, it means that they're essentially contributing a free 50 cents extra to the prize pool. As well as, if you're just a viewer out there and you want to help contribute to the players' winnings, then if you haven't got money to back it up financially yourself, well, Matcherino let you throw in a free 50 cents. Just taking a look, it does look like both Alpha and Nihad have joined the lobby. Alpha has renamed to website-aerosocials.ml now. So
he's definitely plugging.
He's going the hardcore, the self-promotion, plugging his stuff, which is, that's the best thing that you could probably do, is take advantage of when you're on a streamed game. So Alpha. Got to get that in my head. It's Alpha. And Nihad, not Aero. It is going to be tough, though, because when you're casting and that's the name you see on the screen, it's just the name that you want to say.
I can definitely sympathise with you there. He's got Aero twice in his name, so it makes it a little bit more difficult on on a larger scale as well.
Yeah, because he's tagged. Yeah, I see he's tagged up. And
they're all in, so I don't see why we can't get it started. So this is the second semi-final. This will lead into the grand final. So this is a best of 3, and the grand final's a best of 5.
Yep.
So we'll have hopefully 3 good games here.
Absolutely. And the players are jumping in to their respective slots. And look at that, Crazy Freaking Slasheron are PlayStation players, because I believe this was only open to PS4 and Steam.
Indeed.
So, there we go.
I had a hunch that Slash was a PlayStation. Just looking at his name, it looks very console.
I didn't... I'm trying to remember. My brother had a hilarious Xbox 360 gamer tag. He tried to put in his name, it was taken. And you know how it does that thing where it's like, oh, sorry, this name is taken. Here's a bunch of suggestions on names that you could use instead.
Oh, no.
They gave him the name suggestion, Refulent Emu. And no one, we didn't know what Refulent mean. I still don't know what it means, but it just sounded so hilarious that Brad's like, should I take it? I'm like, yeah, go for it. So my little brother became known as Refulent Emu. Slasheron is, I suppose, I could agree and say it's a very console-esque name. It's, We'll see how well they go up against Alpha and Nihad. They might pick up the first goal off the post. Own goal, I believe. Not much you can do about this, though.
No, looks like he was. I'm surprised it wasn't a pull shot.
Because, again, Nihad... Yeah, I really can't blame him for that one. He wasn't able to get back in time to be able to go around the ball and get behind it. Had he have tried to just let it bounce off the post and hope for the best, Slasher-On was following it up, so...
Absolutely.
Almost certainly
that engine roaring behind him.
Yeah, and that certainly adds a little bit of anxiety in the back of your mind. Oh!
So both teams have scored own goals now.
This was classic.
Their own worst enemy. That's a solid dunk, though.
No. That's a haha in chat. There we go. Poor old Slasher-On will not be feeling too great about that one, but hopefully you can laugh it off. Crazy freak. It's a good play downfield.
6-0 to Sadface. So he's got high expectations.
6-0. Well, I hope he doesn't mean 6-0 in the actual game, because it's 2-1 right now. So.
And sadly, we don't have 6-game series.
No, that would have to be a... what would that be? 6 games. A best of... what? 11?
Yes.
I'm terrible at maths. I don't understand why it took me that long, but yeah. That would be a huge series. The longest series I've ever seen in Rocket League, at least, is a best of 9. I've done a best of 9 myself, and it was not fun.
They're very enduring.
Mm.
I mean, the timer says 5 minutes, but matches are around 7 minutes, so you're looking at a long time there, over an hour. It's,
yep.
Don't want high-scoring games.
No. Nihad. Not quite. Crazy freak. That won't go all the way for net. It's a little bit off, and pinch from Alpha off the backboard will send it right back into the sad face half. Nihad doesn't find it over the top of Slasher-On. Again, the play has been not quite ping-pong back and forth, but a little bit, it's our turn in defense. No, now it's your turn in defense. It's just that constant back and forth handing over possession, although Crazy Freak is going to score a banger off the backboard here.
Living up to his name, that was just insane.
He's read that well. Well, what's got you laughing there?
Setting the standard very high. That I love seeing those sort of plays.
Yeah.
They're very ambitious.
They can do it again. Slasher-On going for the top left. Ambitious, and it almost paid off. It's Nihad. Slasher-On already back in defense as well, so fast rotations are the name of the game, it would seem, for Sadface.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of good mechanical work here from Sadface.
Mm. They're certainly making Alpha and Nihad work for it, and Alpha's going for it. He's found it all the way wide across the face of the goal. Nihad couldn't get too aggressive there, because had he have done that, either Slasher-On or Crazy Freak could have gone for the 50-50 challenge onto Alpha and found the clearance all the way down the field, and it would have been an open net for them to shoot on. Feels bad, man, for Crazy Freak flipping right underneath the ball there.
Yeah, he lost the initiative.
Not quite from Alpha. Top right is a bit high from Nihad. Alpha going for center of the goal down in the bottom. Easy enough for Crazy Freak to get the save on. Off the ceiling now.
Oh, no.
Leaves it for the pass, and it's shot high by Slasher-On. Open net. Nihad will get the touch to send it all the way down the field. And a cheeky little touch right at the end before it goes over the line, making it 3-2. Just a 1-goal deficit now for Aerosocial. A little over a minute and a half remaining.
That zero boost double tap would have been amazing, but he just didn't have the line on it. It was close. And that overcommitment left them open.
Oh, this is a great shot here from Slasher-On. That one's just going to go straight into the top right corner. Just a poor kickoff here, really, from Aerosocials. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's perhaps a little bit demoralising for Aerosocials.
Even if you're ready, from that range, in that placement, that's a hard goal to stop.
Yeah, the speed is deceiving as well. It said 62 kilometers per hour, but that was after it had bounced off the post, and quite a heavy bounce as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Aero.
Almost snuck it
Alpha. Couldn't quite find the angle for the shot there. And Crazy Freak now does find the dribble out. So, again, still a little bit back and forth, but very much in the favour of Sad Face right now.
Looked as though Crazy was trying to do a demo as he shot across the goal mouth then, on the second player in net. That's an interesting little rotation play.
Had he got the demo, it certainly would have been rubbing salt in the wounds for Aerosocials, because 2 goals down, 40 seconds remaining. They need a goal right now to give themselves the best chance to be able to at least go to an overtime here in game 1. But
3 seconds can be an eternity.
Crazy Freak. This is a big win on the challenge here for him.
Oh, he tried his best to stop that, but Crazy was just insisting on getting that through. Snuck it under him. Oh.
Alrighty. What could be the last kickoff of the game? We'll see. Oh, never mind.
And that's twos.
Picks up a free goal here, really.
They've turned it back into a winnable game.
Actually, I'm not going to call that a free goal. That was that looked intentional. You definitely wanted to. Yeah, he definitely wanted to shift the ball into that general direction, and I'm sure he'll be thanking Slasheron for obliging by putting the ball into his car and giving it the power to be able to make it to the net.
Well, we saw in the last match, Aero were very mechanical, so we've got 2 mechanical teams. Oh.
We called this game a bit early, I think. It's now a 1-goal deficit once again, and that's 2 goals back-to-back quick succession for Aerosocials. And you know, what we were talking about earlier on, momentum is definitely, you know, I can't think of the word. We'll go with a thing. I can't think of. I was going to use a better word than a thing, but we'll see what happens. Although it does seem like it's slowed down already. The save put higher by Alpha.
If there's any game mode where you can get a surprise change of scores, it's twos.
I thought of the word, by the way.
What is the word?
Momentum's a factor, but it didn't end up being a factor, so perhaps it's a good thing that I couldn't think of it in time, because Sad Face do end up winning with a 1-goal lead.
I had a feeling that you were going to say the bird is the word.
Oh man, what game was I playing recently? I can't remember, some silly game on Steam. And some random person... No, it wasn't Steam. It was Overwatch. I was playing Overwatch. And someone joined into the voice chat in the game I'm playing on. And they just started going, like, has everyone heard? And straight away, I cottoned on to where he was going with it. But I guess most of the people in the game just weren't, you know, Family Guy fans.
Yeah.
So they had no idea what was going on, and this dude just trolled the hell out of everyone, and I was just sitting there laughing my head off. It was. Was
there a soundboard and sound involved?
No, he wasn't even. He wasn't even really talking. Most of it, he was just typing because no one else was really talking back to him. So he just swapped it to typing on the keyboard.
Oh.
Wow. It's a bit of a good start here for Sad Face, and they're picking up where they left off.
20-second goal.
Previous game. So it's quite a fast goal, I guess. Not the fastest we've seen, but scoring in the first 30 seconds of the game is certainly a nice little buffer early on for you to try and mount a lead onto. Look at the power on that shot from Slasheron, a little bit high. And,
Alpha with his Batmobile again. We've got 3 octanes though. So I'm yet to see a Dominus.
I haven't seen Dominus in a very long time. That was always the 2 popular cars when I first started commentating were Dominus and Octane. And eventually Dominus just sort of faded out and everyone made the switch over to Octane. Batmobile came out, a few players jumped onto that, and it's still around, but definitely Octane is the superior pick, it would seem.
That was a great challenge by Crazy. He went into that ready for the block to win the 50, but but he didn't need to, and he got a free hit off the backboard.
It was good patience from Slasheron as well, sitting just a little bit further back towards that midfield line, so that when the bounce came out, he was able to get aggressive onto it and not have to slow down momentum. It's not as if he would have had to back up a little bit to be able to find the angle for the shot, so great patience.
Absolutely.
He's got the pass midfield, but it's gone to Nihad, and that is an open net, so there we go. Aerosocials, they finally find their way into the game via a goal
Great
off
concept.
the back of Nihad.
But poor execution there. Crazy just couldn't reach it. It was just too far in front.
Well, Civex has given his prediction for this game in chat. 5-1 to Sadface is his prediction. He gave that about a minute ago, I believe. Well, there's the one goal for Aerosocials, so we'll see what happens. Still early in the game as well, barely a minute and a half in.
Joggo's trying to look on the bright side.
There we go, Slasheron puts the third in for Sadface. And at 115 kilometers per hour as well. Good pass off the backboard from Crazy Freak. Alpha a little bit grounded there. I don't know if he didn't have any boost, but he certainly didn't appear to be making a huge effort to try and get up. He did only get back in net right before the play was made, so can't put too much blame on him.
Yeah, he wasn't looking in a hurry to stop it. But Slash was definitely pushing to make the shot.
Alpha along the sidewall. He's found a free one towards the net, and Crazy Freak gets demoed before the final touch for the goal comes through. Crazy Freak putting the OMG in chat.
Slash needs a new pair of axles there.
Bit broken, you reckon?
Yeah, he got absolutely thrown.
Well played to Alpha.
Dead stop kickoff with no cheats.
Yeah, and it's awkward because it's not gone punished, but I think there was certainly an opportunity there for Sandface to be able to put a quick one in the back of the net had they reacted in time. Nihad was definitely a little bit out of sorts there after the kickoff. Now we do see...
So those kickoffs turn from a soccer game into a drag race. It's the first one to the ball.
Absolutely. Big flick from Nihad, but it's cleared out by Slasheron. Finds the curb nicely, but... well, we do see Crazy Freak get up in the air, but he had to go for the block onto Alpha. Crazy Freak towards net, but cleared out by Nihad. A little bit more happening in defense for Aerosocials, and the transitions are getting much better as well.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of pressure on both teams, and Aero really want this series. They're starting to push back hard, and with one game down, they can't afford to lose the second. So we're probably going to see a few more opportunities being made and pushed here.
Oh, I really feel bad for him that didn't go in. That was really nicely played.
Oh, that pit maneuver.
It's unfortunate. He'll have another go downfield now. Crazy Freak backwards. Good clearance onto the sidewall up to challenge Nihad, but Nihad will get the first touch. Crazy Freak goes for the demo. Well avoided by Alpha.
Snagged
he keeps
the
up
boost.
with the ball as well. Yeah, he did snag the boost, but meant that he wasn't able to get the challenge in time on Slasheron. Nihad, fed the ball through to him, but it's a 1v2 as Nihad finally does rejoin the fray, but just a bit under a minute and a half remaining. Still a 1-goal deficit for Aerosocials, and the defense for Sadface there was just too strong.
It looked like Crazy Freak was trying to fake him out there. He didn't have any boost on that challenge.
Oh. Patience from Nihad and Aero in defense, definitely a bold move.
Sometimes the illusion of boost can be enough.
It can, and that's going to be a goal as well.
Just under a minute. There's still time to tilt this in the favour of one team or the other.
That was a great touch off the back of the pass that was put forward by Nihad. It wasn't huge, but Alpha just giving it that little bit of a lift. Crazy Freak had to just try and 180 turn around, get back in defense and react, and he was just a little bit too slow.
Absolutely.
So yeah, well played to Alpha there.
They're hard to react to in those corners when the ball's bouncing above and below you. The camera shift. Oh, and the block. Nihad got a block on the other defender. I don't think he was stopping it, but he was definitely not stopping after that.
There's an overcommit in offense from Sadface. Alpha got that first defensive touch. It went out to Nihad. Nihad puts the pass forward after Alpha had gone down the field early, knowing that it was coming. Picked up that mid boost, but in the end, he didn't even really need it. He just finishes off the pass, put forward by Nihad into the back of the net. It leaves just about 30 seconds left. They are in defense now, but if they can hang on, they'll pick up the game with a 1-goal lead, just like Sadface did in the previous, although I believe the final score on that one was 5-4 in the favour of Sadface. But the game's not over yet, obviously, and I have seen miracles happen before. Crazy Freak not going to make it happen, just a little bit too late to the ball. And it will be Alpha now, being challenged by Crazy Freak. Picks the boost up. It's the 50, it's off the ceiling, cleared down now by Crazy Freak. And with the seconds dying down, that's a great challenge from Nihad. It's going to touch the ground. Alpha just keeps it away.
That is game 3. Wow.
That was good.
There was so much pressure at the end there on Aero. Sadface were itching to bring that back to an equalizer for an overtime.
It seems like they lost composure a little bit. A little bit after halfway through the game, I would say. Eventually, it haunted them, Aerosocials, particularly off the back of Alpha. Of course, via some great passing assists from Nihad. They put those couple goals in the back of the net, and then Sadface, it just looked like it was almost too difficult for them to be able to catch up once again. It seemed like they were constantly playing the reaction game, whereas the beginning of the series and the beginning of this game as well, it was more as if Aerosocials were the ones having to react to all of the plays.
Absolutely. And Sadface there has got 11 shots, 6 saves for Aero, and they've got 3 goals. So that means that there were 2 shots that went wide out of those 11. That's that's pretty good accuracy. Throwing them on the net consistently.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of pressure.
And I don't think many of the shots went too far wide either.
No. They just weren't close enough to be picked up by the psionics algorithm, whatever they use to determine what's considered a shot.
Well, we are underway with kickoff of Game 3. And it's a very early start for Slasheron. Seems to be getting earlier and earlier goals for Sadface here.
That was a solid win on the kickoff by Crazy.
Yeah, good pass as well. Didn't put it too heavy across the front of the net. It meant that it was, decent pace on it, but slow enough that Slasheron was able to reach it with not a huge amount of boost, let's face it.
Yeah, well, you don't really have much to work with on the kickoff, but he had a very fortunate dodge into the ball, and it sent him towards the wall with the ball. So he didn't have that far to run to actually get the ball back across the net.
He's given away possession there, and Crazy Freak got demoed, but I don't think that matters. Oh, a huge clear over the top. Crazy Freak has missed the open net, though. That's you don't like seeing those, Cahill.
No. I just saw 2 backflips from Aero there. That could have spelled trouble, but they managed to regain composure.
Slasheron not being rewarded for the effort there. Somehow doesn't find the goal on the back of the net. Was blocked out by Alpha. I've just noticed that he's changed his name to Back to My Website. Then there's a hyphen, a dash right at the end. So I don't know if he couldn't fit it in his name, too big or something. But interesting stuff. Gotta love it when the players change their names halfway through series.
Makes our job there very easier.
Yeah. Well, Nihad wasn't able to get too much from the offensive half.
Oh.
Back in defense now. Slasheron.
Oh, what a save.
I mean, to be fair to Slasheron, didn't really have the greatest angle for that one. It was very difficult to make that go top shelf. So,
absolutely.
Somewhat easier for Nihad to pick up the save on, but it's definitely awkward when you take a look at that from Nihad's position. When the ball's coming right down on top of you with someone behind it. He won't reach that one though. And Slasheron does get his second goal, a long shot.
Yeah, that just went right over their heads. Pinched straight off the car. I reckon it would have been a bit faster than 81 if it hadn't have bounced there. But that's still a very fast shot, even to save from that distance.
we've got some information from Bent to be able to read out as well. So first place is going to be taking away 50% of the Matcherino prize pool. Again, friendly reminder, exclamation mark Matcherino in the chat there, ladies and gentlemen, as Crazy Freak picks up a third goal. Second place will pick up 30% of the prize pool. 20%, the remaining 20% will roll over to the end of the month player leaderboard. The top 6 of which will win prize money or keys, $1 equals 1 key, and receive 2v2 Legends role in the Discord server. So again, also if you're not in the Vapour Esports Discord server, there are links, I would imagine, in the Twitch panels down below the stream, or it is on the overlay discord.io/Vapour. So feel free to get involved. If you don't play in these tournaments and you're thinking about it, you got a friend who you want to play some 2v2s with, look, you got to be in it to win it, don't you, Cahill?
Absolutely. And you don't have to be playing until the finals to get Vapour points. So even if you're only in there for a couple of games or the pool round, you can still get involved.
Yeah, and every single point counts. So there we go. Nihad, it's a good pass, but a bit too close to the defenders. Alpha was a little bit too far back as well. He's taking dribble control, demoed for it. Open net, slasher on Nihad. He's trying to rush back into defense, and he has done a good job.
Wave dash and slash there.
Yeah, and it still wasn't enough. That's how quick Nihad was. Oh, Crazy Freak, he will find the gap.
He was running out of boost there though.
Yep, he had no boost right at the end. He used every single bit just to be able to get into that position to take the shot.
Yeah, he was having trouble keeping up with the ball. That was a...
Alrighty. That's actually a great kickoff there from Aerosocial. And he had managed to get it right back to Alpha. Back to his website. Well, that's off the back of the car as well. That's nice. He wasn't given a backwards goal for that, I don't believe.
No, but I'll give him style points for it.
Absolutely, it was definitely off the back of the car. There's no question. Nihad gets it down to Alpha, but slasher on. As you said, critical block there. Nihad, beaten out by Crazy Freak. Up the side ball, looking for a pass. Well, I mean, he's found a bump instead, and he still manages to put a pass up onto the backboard, although there's not much that Slasheron can do with that one. Nihad, he'll put the shot downfield a little bit wide, too close to near post. But this is a heavy lead, a 3-goal lead, not quite insurmountable. There's still time left for Aerosocials to be able to bring this one back, but it's looking quite good and promising for Sad Face at this point.
Indeed, Aero have tried, but looks like Sad Face are just closing out this third game in this series. Sorry. Yeah, it's a very one-sided match, and unlike the first game, 5-1. That's a very hard scoreline to equalise.
Absolutely, and this is actually the scoreline that Civex predicted earlier on in chat for the previous game. Civex feels bad, man. Maybe you should have reserved that prediction for this game. It still would have been wrong because Crazy Freak puts in a 6. With still time left, 36 seconds. It's it doesn't seem like a lot, but in a game like Rocket League, it is a fair amount of time.
That's a lot of time. They might be setting themselves up for the Brazil.
Could be.
That happened in a semi-final as well.
Oh, it's the fake kickoff, but nothing coming off the back of it for Aerosocials. Slasher on, bit wide, boost, wraps around on it, back pass to Crazy Freak, put it into the opposite corner. Judges the bounce really well.
Just goes
puts
wide.
It wide. 10 seconds left. Will we see the Brazil? Underneath from Slasher on Crazy Freak. It's an open net. He has time. He wraps around on it, and with just 3 seconds left, the 7-1. There we go. Cahill with the Brazil.
Sad Face. have done
I
it.
bet that's what Aerosocials are wearing right now.
Oh, that's
Pepe hands.
that is the first time I've seen a Brazil in a tournament.
It's not the first time for me, but it's been quite some time since I've seen a Brazil in a tournament from memory.
I mean, even in the semi-finals, that's usually by that stage the teams are starting to find themselves against similarly skilled opponents.
Well, I mean, game one did go, was it 5-4 in favour of Sad Face? Then Aerosocials brought it back with, I believe it was a 4-3 victory in game two. So close games, very high amount of shots as well. But this game, Sad Face just completely shut it down. Look at the shot differential.
50% goal conversion. So they've 16 shots, 7 goals. That's just a shooting gallery. I reckon this final is going to be fantastic. Sad Face. Those are Crazy and Slash versus Hawk. That is going to be a good game. That is going to be a great game.
Absolutely. And, after seeing Crazy Freak and Slash on playing, they're definitely no slouches. Are they going to be able to take on Tullandina and Hawk, though? Because these are some of the big boys from the PC world. And they've been around for quite some time in the Rocket League scene for OCE. But of course, if we want to be able to spectate that match, that does mean we're going to have to wrap up here. So chat, please stick around because we are only going to a short break. Exclamation mark Matcherino in the chat. It's getting close to being your last chance if you want to contribute a free 50 US cents towards the prize pool. And as I said, grand final coming up next. We're going to go to a short break. My name is Rankies. I'm here with Carhale. We'll be right back.
See you soon.